Uh, well, good morning, everybody. Hey, it is Melanie Mitro, and we are live with Business Tip Tuesday right here in Mars, Pennsylvania, which is supposed to be snowy and miserable, but it's just sort of overcast and flurrying. So anyways, we're here staying warm and so waiting for spring. Like I'm really, really ready for spring. But nevertheless, I am excited to do Business Tip Tuesday with you guys today. This is like my favorite day of the week. I absolutely love being able to just share training and information and motivation with all of you and just really give you guys just like an insight into what's going on in my mind. I think that's my biggest thing for these Business Tip Tuesdays is being able to provide you guys with just training and things that have made my life easier. So I have a whole entire page full of notes as I was preparing for this series on time management, which I do feel like is probably the biggest hindrance to people moving their businesses forward, right? It's managing your time effectively. And I was able to present on this topic at the New Leader Conference. And since then, I've just been really sort of thinking about how can I share this information and knowledge with more people and not just the people that were at the New Leader Conference. So anyways, good morning. Hi, Laura. Hi, Victoria. Hey, guys. Good morning. So one of the things that I just want to start out by saying is this. It's discipline. Managing your time is being disciplined. It's like being disciplined with your nutrition. It's like being disciplined with your fitness. You know, it is pure and simple. If you aren't disciplined enough to become self-aware of the things that are robbing you of being efficient with your time, then you're going to keep making the same mistakes over and over. So if I were to ask you, what do you feel like are the things that are keeping you from managing your time efficiently? And if you just want to drop those in the comments below, that would be so helpful for me just to sort of get that discussion going about what it is that you feel like is holding you back the most when it comes to managing your time efficiently. So go ahead, comment below. I want to check it out and see what you guys have to say. Hang on. All right, let me see. What do you got? Good morning. What do you have? What do you think is robbing you of your time and keeping you from being most efficient? Too many things to do in the house. Okay. Kids' schedules. What else? Self-doubt. All right. Your daughter, that happens. We have kids, right? Managing my time is so difficult. I feel like there is always so much going on. Yes. Okay. So one of the things that you have to do, guys, is get organized. And today we are going to talk about just that. Clearing distractions, making a plan. And here's the thing, excuses. So, it's easy to come up with excuses and it's easy to have 1,000,010 reasons why it's not going to work. But here is the bottom line. You can make this work. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? All the same 24 hours a day. So what makes me more efficient than anybody else? So let me just ask you that. Like, why do you think that I'm more efficient than everybody else in the Beachbody Network? I can tell you what I think, but I can also tell you I didn't create a 25th hour. I started my business with Landon and Bryce both at home. So Bryce was 6 months old and Landon was 2.5, and I was a stay-at-home mom. I had no help. I didn't hire help. I didn't hire a social media person. I didn't have systems at the very beginning. I just simply made this mindset shift to say, I have to own my own CEO mindset. I have to. And not even now. So Laura, if you even go back to 5.5 years ago, why did I hit Success Club every month? Why did I grow my business from a new coach to Star Diamond to a top 10, right? So what were the things what made me different? It's just that I treated this like a business. And I created time in my day to create a plan. So we have all of these things going on inside of our mind 24/7, 1,000,000 different things, right? Like here's my to-do list for today. You can see I've only accomplished 2 things so far today. But what I've learned to do is create this planning blocks for myself. So on Sundays, I do sort of a general kind of broad planning block where I say, here are all of the kids' activities. Here are all of my appointments and things that I have to do. Here's my work time throughout the week. And then what I do, as I say, when is going to be my beach body time? When is going to be my personal fitness time? And I actually put it on the calendar. So one thing that I do, and that maybe some of you don't, is I make actual business hours, and they may come at blocks of 30 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, but I create business time. And so, and I don't also look at it as it's set in stone. I also realize that my business time is fluid. It's going to change. It's not always going to be the same. And I'm totally okay with that. All right. So that's number one. I sit down on Sundays and I make a list. So if you're sitting here right now saying, I've got too many things going on in my mind, I want you to take 5 minutes. I want you to set that timer after this is over for 5 minutes. And I want you to say to yourself, what are all of the things that are going on inside of my brain right now? So for example, on my list, right, I have things like I need to do the boys' schedule for when we travel and send that out to people that are going to be watching the kids. I need to order curtain rods. I need to order Bryce Landon's cake for his birthday. All of that goes on my to-do list because those are things I need to do today. But I also have other things on there, like I want to make a post about a certain thing and I need to do my power hour, and I've put in my power hour into my schedule. And what I do is I sort of do a master sort of brainstorm of all the things that I want to do. You could even do this for all the things you want to do for an entire week. And then what you do is you choose 3 things off of that list that you are going to put on your schedule that you are going to accomplish. And you get into the habit of doing that every single day and make the time to plan. You need to have proper planning. It's kind of like the 21-day fix, right? If you don't plan out what you're going to put into the food containers, it doesn't matter how amazing a weight loss program is. If you don't take the time to plan what you're going to do, you're not going to be successful at it. You're going to get frustrated and flustered along the way. So first and foremost, you have to be disciplined, right? We have to be disciplined to create that mindset of saying, I'm going to properly plan my week. So I properly plan. I pick 3 things that I feel are going to move my business forward. So that's the next thing. There are a lot of things once we create a block of 30 minutes that we can do. Number one, I guarantee you that many of you are getting onto the computer in the morning, or you're saying to yourself, I'm going to build my business right now. And what do? You open up Facebook and you scroll. And then you go into a group and you start watching a video. And then all of a sudden an ad pops up and you click on an ad. And then all of a sudden you're in Nordstrom's and 20 minutes goes by and you don't know, you've done nothing to build your business. And you don't even know how you got to that website or page or video that you're now watching. Anybody guilty of that? Guilty of that, right? I used to be that way, but I was self-aware that I was doing it and I began to catch myself. So one of the things that I started doing was saying, before I turn on my phone, before I open the computer, I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to set my intentions. I am going to decide what the purpose is for opening my computer. All right. Because we can't be wasting time. We're all busy. We all have kids that need our attention. We all have a job or something else we need to do. We need to be efficient with our time. So it is your job to catch yourself, whatever that may be. So when I open that computer, I know what I am going to do. Also, here's the other thing. How many of you right now are getting a text message? How many of you have your notifications on so you're getting a ding or a buzz or the phone is ringing? How many of you right now, as you're trying to participate in this call and be 100% present, are being interrupted? You're being interrupted by social media. How many of you, when you're typing a Facebook post, you get a notification and you instantly go to that notification? And so you're allowing distractions to get in the way. So that's the next thing. You need to state your intentions, what the business building activity is that you are going to do. Then number 2, you need to clear out the distractions. And what that means is you turn off the notifications. Turn them off. Right now, I'm doing this live video and Facebook is closed and my phone is on silent and my door is shut. And this is my business work time. So right now, right, if my kids were little, they'd be taking a nap and I would be at the kitchen table building my business, and I would have the phone off, the ringer off, my Facebook notifications are turned off. I would have the one window that I was working on open. I even used to stick sticky notes where the notifications would pop up so that I couldn't see them. The chat bar is forever turned off on my phone, on my computer. It's not, bothering me all the time, right? I close the door, I set the timer. So when it is your power hour, your time to build your business, set the timer. I did this last night. It was 11 o'clock at night and I had not done my power hour yet for the day. And I said, I'm not going to bed until I do it. It's a mindset. I have a CEO mindset. I take ownership for the fact that yesterday I spent a lot of time just answering my coach's messages and making Facebook posts. And I did not do anything where I was actually inviting and following up. So I knew I needed to do that before I went to bed. I set the timer for 1 hour. I turned on the music and I got focused. I had my business activity tracker up and I knew I was going through those activities as fast as possible. I kept glancing at the clock to see how much time I had left so that I could make sure that I was staying on track and I was being focused. I had a plan. I always have a plan ahead of time. Is it you're inviting to a challenge group? Are you inviting to the business opportunity? Are you inviting to a free group? So when you sit down and you say, I'm going to invite, I'm going to message, you know what you're working on. And then the last thing is when we talk about clearing distractions, you can't overthink it. You can't. You have to just go. So with that being said, right, we've created a plan. We've allowed ourselves time to calendar. We've cleared the distractions. At the end of every single session, at the end of my power hour, I am going to look at the number of people I invited, the number of people I added, I followed up with, that I sent messages to, and I'm going to ask myself if I'm satisfied with my work. If I'm satisfied with my work, then I close down the computer and I move on to the next task. But during my very specific business building time, I am not doing things that are not going to produce me results. And so let's just take a moment and talk about that. How should you be spending your time? If you think about your business, you think about the time we didn't create more time to build your Beachbody business. We are using the time we have. So is your spouse watching your children while you work your Beachbody business? Did you hire a babysitter? Are your kids at school? So, ask yourself, like, during the time that you're using to build your business, somebody is taking care of the other responsibilities, or something else is not getting done. Eventually, if you go into your office or you go into a spare bedroom and you shut the door and you tell your significant other, I'm building my business, can you watch the kids? Eventually, they're going to put their hand out and say, show me the money. Show me the money. Show me that the time you're investing in your business is producing results, because all you're doing in there is playing. You're not doing anything that's building your business. And so what are you doing in that time? You're spending 20 minutes scrolling through Facebook. You're spending 20 minutes responding to friend messages. You're following up with people that have already told you no before and still are telling you. You're trying to reinvent the wheel. You're doing things like making new images and taking an hour to make a video, and you're not building your business. And so if you want credibility with people around you, you need to produce results. And your business building time, the most sacred time of the day, we call that your golden hours, needs to be filled with activity that actually is going to build your business. Do you know what that is? It's not fancy ads. It is not really awesome photos or really awesome videos. It is literally inviting people. It is following up with people. It is adding new contacts. It is those business building activities that are going to move your business forward. So you have to say to yourself, am I in fact doing those things? Guys, here's my business activity tracker. I use it every single day. Every day I give myself a gut check. I use Google Streak and I track my contacts. I track the people I'm adding. I track the people I'm following up with. And before I go to bed at night, I ask myself, did I move my business forward? Sure. On this business activity tracker, it says add three new people, invite 3 people to your challenge group, follow up with 3 people. But I don't just want an average business, right? I want an amazing business. So I changed it to 5 to 10. I increased the bar. I raised my bar for myself because that's the level of a business that I want. So Guys, you have to get laser focused. You're wasting time and you have to protect that golden hour. And here's the other thing. A lot of us deflect. We go to organizing, we go to managing, we go to creating a system or a to-do list or creating a new challenge group guide, and we call that work. But honestly, what you're really doing is you're deflecting and you are making excuses because you're afraid. So bottom line is this: if you want credibility, you want trust, you want other people to support you, you want your spouse to get behind you, you better be producing results. And most likely your spouse wants to see the money, because you need to be collecting a paycheck if you want to continue doing this business, right? That's the bottom line, that's why you're here right now. So as many times as you're like, I'm guilty, this is me, this is so me, what are you going to do to change it? Because there are so many people out there that talk a good game and talk about building a business, but honestly, they never change. So how are you going to change? It's practice. It's like riding a bike. If you don't practice getting on that, getting your power hour, clearing distractions, turning off the notifications, getting your to-do list done, tracking your business, saying to yourself, am I doing the activities that are going to build my business, or am I deflecting to my comfort zone? For example, if you want challengers in a challenge group, don't advertise for a free group all month long. If you want people to join your challenge group, if you're trying to hit Success Club, then you need to be inviting people every single day to that challenge group. There needs to be a post on your Facebook or your Instagram or your Snapchat saying, I'm running a challenge group. Here's how to join, right? So those are the things that are most important. And again, you're not really scheduling that time. You need to have distinct business building blocks. Do the things that are going to move you forward first. Do your power hour first. Then once you're done with that, work on that challenge group script. Schedule that post in your challenge group. Do your workout. Drink your Shakeology. Read your personal development. Do your business building blocks first. Then the other things come later. Talk to your coaches later. Answer coach emails later. It's okay if a message sits in your inbox for 8 hours. If that person is a good person, they're going to understand that you have a life too, and you will get to them. You do not need to be tied to your device 24/7. If you're focused on one thing, you're focused there. All right. So, and then at the end of the day, guys, I always look back at my list. I look back at my tracker and I ask myself, did I make progress towards my goals? Busy work is an excuse for not prospecting. I am absolutely 110% focused on results-driven activities every single day. I do my team time in the afternoon. I do my personal business time in the morning. That's when I'm most creative. So with that being said, guys, what are the things do you really feel like spoke to you during this live webinar? What questions do you have? What other things can I answer for you that are going to help you to really get laser focused? Because I think that that's the problem is we aren't reflecting. Like, take yourself back. And how many of you spend and this is another thing too, as you're asking me questions, this business isn't meant to be an 8-hour-a-day business. You can accomplish what you want and make a significant income with a limited amount of time if you get laser focused on your business. So do not think for 1 minute, because I don't have Melanie's systems, or I don't have the amount of time that she has, or, that you don't need to have all of that. It is your ability to get organized that is going to dictate the bottom line and where you get. So that ownership is key. Take the next, even just sit down after this and say, where am I wasting time? Where am I spending time? Where do I need to track my business? Where do I need to go from here? All right. So questions, do you guys have questions? If you do, now is a great time to ask them. I'd be happy to answer anything that you guys would like to know about time management. Danielle, I hate inviting, so I put it off, and I do anything else I can find. Hold on. To do this full time. Hold on. So I feel like sometimes I have all day and I find it's been accomplishing nothing. Yes. So here's the thing. Why don't you start doing your inviting in the morning? Eating that frog, right? I read that book by Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog. And literally I spend the first hour to 2 hours of my day actually inviting and following up and sending messages. So if you start there and start changing things around, and you have to catch yourself when you find yourself deflecting, because what's the bottom line? If you aren't building your business, then you're not going to have the support of those around you, right? So let's focus on that. What type of organization do you recommend to track things? So I think, Christina, it's really individual based on every single one of us. So here's the thing. Are you a paper and pencil person? Are you somebody that wants to use like Google Streak, or there is Teamsy out there? There's a lot of organizational systems. I can tell you that I use Google Streak because that works for me. And I didn't spend hours uploading all of my contacts. When I made the decision to focus on really having a better tracking system, I just uploaded it and went. So again, getting off this call and spending 2 hours organizing your time, again, is not going to produce you results. All you need to do is hang up this call today, open up get your to-do list, or get your list, your contact list open, and start inviting. All right. So let me just look back here and see. Great reminder. How do you get the busy non-vital things done with the little ones home? I do my power hour at 5 a.m. Also when the hubby is home from work, but I feel guilty. But what are the non-vital work? Is it checking into your challenge groups? Is it making Facebook posts? Those are things that I do on the fly. So the kids are watching Paw Patrol. This happens to me all the time. They're watching Paw Patrol at lunchtime. I stand there and check in with my challenge groups, right? Super easy to do. I want to make a video. Well, when the kids are taking a bath, I hurry up, I make a video. It's all about being efficient and not overthinking it and just going on a whim. Then I use Saturday and Sundays, other non-vital behaviors time. So when I want to organize, or, so you really have to say to yourself, like, what is really worth spending my time? What's going to be the biggest return on investment? Make a list, categorize those, and then when you get to them, you can do them. All right. Okay, let's see what else that we have here. What type? Oh, we talked about that. 12-week year and Eat the Frog are game changers. Yep. Working full time, do you recommend Power Pockets? Absolutely, Pam. So think about this, right? I listened to my personal development this morning while I was drying my hair, or while I was putting on my makeup and getting dressed in the morning. I had a half hour to listen to personal development. Check that off the box. Now, when I used to drive a lot more, when Matt was working full time, I'd go to my parents' house. I would take the kids to preschool. I would, drive to the grocery store. We'd go to the mall. I would schedule phone calls where I called people during those times, because the kids could watch a movie in the back, and I could call people that wanted to be coaches. I could call people that wanted to be customers, so I found Power Pockets within my day, but it always worked on that biz. So maybe like for 20 minutes in the morning, it's following up. Maybe at lunchtime, that's when you're going to add people, and you create your sort of Power Pockets within your day. And it's always customizable to you. So just inviting, let's say people have liked my business page since I'm in my cold market, and then getting the jabs out related to my group and having a set schedule are the keys to success in my power hour. So here's the thing. If you're inviting people, that's great. I also think that jabs are good, but you don't need to do those first. You need to be inviting and following up and messaging people first. That's very important. So, it is the adding the contacts, it is messaging. I hope that you're not just using a business page. I hope you're using your more market. I hope you're using your personal Facebook page. So yes, it's going to be expanding your market. It's going to be adding new people, developing relationships, just starting conversations with people. That's going to come first. Then making a Facebook post would come next. All right. What does the Melanie Mitro schedule look like? I know you work out at 5 a.m. I mean, I can tell you my schedule, but it might not work for you, right? So I can show you what I do. I get up in the morning, I do my workout. And it's changed. What I do now is not the same as what I've done before. So I work out, I get a shower, I make my shake, I go into my office, I sit down, and I check in with my challenge groups, but then I do my power hour. So I'll just do any posts that need to be done. I do an hour of my inviting, my following up. I set the timer. Then from there, I'm going to check my emails. I'm going to check my messages. And then usually I have a call. And so I work like a 5 to 6 hour day. Sometimes I work a full day, but my schedule again is just fluid. It's all over the place. So, it's definitely looks different depending on where you are in your business. But the bottom line is my mornings are my business time. My time to do my power hour, my time to do my videos, my time to blog, because I have the ability to do that now. When I was building my business at the beginning, it was sort of just shoved in wherever I could go. So it's hard for me to share my schedule because it looks very different than yours is going to look. And you need to find your sort of peak times where you feel most creative. And that's when you need to be inviting and following up too, right? So I know that that's not super helpful. How do you advise getting past the mentality that my friends and family are overwhelmed by fitness coaches selling them? Lori, I guarantee you not everybody on your social media is a fitness coach, right? So your friends do not have an entire friends list of Beachbody coaches. It's you, because you've probably Facebook friended all of those people. And so that's all you're seeing on your newsfeed. They're not. And so the other thing is you're not selling. You're sharing your experience. You're talking about your fitness journey. You're talking about your nutrition. You're inspiring people to live healthier lives. And then you're throwing out an invite about what you're doing, right? But they are not seeing what you see on your newsfeed. Their newsfeed is going to look very different. So please remember that. And you have to get out of that mindset that people are going to be upset. You have to just invite, and you are robbing people of what we feel like is the most incredible opportunity out there. And that is the ability to be connected to an entire community of coaches and customers that are going to help each other get results. You're robbing people of the best nutrition out there if you aren't telling them about the Portion Fix and Shakeology. And so you have to get over that mentality. And that comes with personal growth. That comes with personal development. That comes with putting that as one of those tasks that you don't skip each day, because it's your own mindset. You have to get, and if you haven't read that book, Get Over Your Damn Self, I feel like that's what we need to say, right? I can't prejudge. I can't put words in somebody else's mouth, right? Because that may not be what they're thinking or seeing at all. So that's something else you want to think too. Inviting and distractions on Facebook. You have to just, yep. Thank you. Good. All right. If you could only do one thing a day to improve your business, what would you do? Invite. You have to invite, not cold invite, but you have to develop relationships and invite. It is what is on this business activity tracker, and it's power in numbers. You can't invite one person and say, I invited today. You have to say, I invited 10, 15, and 20 people. Maybe not every day, but you need to average that over, the course of time. So if you're not personally connecting with people, your business is going nowhere. Bottom line. All right. If you could, and I think that's it. All right, guys. So with that being said, I am going to let you guys go. It's been 30 minutes and we've gotten I feel like a lot accomplished today. So if there is an invite, guys, sending a private message like, hey, Lori, I see you on Facebook and you always pop up in my newsfeed, and I don't know why, I just felt compelled to send you an invite, right? You may or may not know that I've been doing Beachbody fitness programs, and I've really taken control of my life, and I would love to invite you to my women's accountability group that's starting on March 20th. Would you be interested in joining me? I'd love to give you some more information. That's an invite. All right. Okay. All right. With that being said, I want you guys to go rock it, right? So give me some feedback and tell me if you are rocking your business activity tracker, right? I want you guys to spend this entire week being mindful of where you're spending your time. Protect your golden hour. Your golden hour is the activities that are going to move your business forward. Be self-aware and promise me that you guys will not make excuses, because you are the CEO of your own business. And if you don't take charge of it, you have nobody to blame but yourself. And you can call that harsh, you can call it what it is. But the bottom line is, the reason why there are not, everybody that signs up as a Beachbody coach isn't successful is because people aren't willing to do the things that are actually going to produce them results. but you all have the ability and the capability to do it. So let's go out there and create an amazing group of business owners. Let's go rock our business today. So I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you next Tuesday for Business Tip Tuesday. Bye, guys.